first I'm going to do a little bit of introduction. Introduce a couple of our contestants, a couple of participants. On the left there you see a blower. I have a blower, another one. Works, W-O-R-X, capital letters. 40 volt. I couldn't find the battery or the charger. Don't ever get a device that has a little charger that's smaller than the battery because you'll never find it. I put them both in a peanut jar, a nut jar. I've never seen them since. One time I saw them, but I don't know where they're at now. I gotta find them. Then I have two blowers. I got that blower because it was a 40 volt. You see there's a pack on either side, 20 volt pack on either side, 2 ampere batteries, and I got a Sawzall with those batteries on it, and 2 4 ampere batteries with it. So I got 4 batteries. I'm not gonna use it much tonight, but I want to show you that it's a very valuable fire control tool. That's why I got it. On the right is a rechargeable sprayer. You can supposedly, on one charge, and it's fully charged now. It took about 5 seconds for it to come up to full charge. I'll push the button, the green light, and it's going to pump up, and you'll see how long it takes it to pump up. But it's almost full of water, and that's another very valuable device. Sprayer. You can put out a lot of fires with a sprayer, with a rake, and with a blower. The blower is the most valuable thing, preferably a gas-powered blower, but I can't afford a gas-powered blower. They're $300 or $400. Husqvarna or Stihl or something. You want a Walmart probably for $100, but you know how long is it going to last? You know, a Walmart one or a cheap one. So buy the best, forget the rest. Buy once, buy right, never have to buy again. Buy right and only cry once. All those are very good. I'm going to be talking about words from a watchfire and directives for the OzArk Plateau. Things to live by, and that's one of them. I'm going to have a couple, 3 new ones tonight because it's something that went sour this week. Went south. I'll cover those later, but I'm going to get up and do an introduction to a couple of 3 different devices here. One more is a lopper. I love them. A geared lopper, Fiskars geared lopper. I'll show it to you in a second here. And what I did with it was I was trying to get some wood together for this operation. And I thought, well, I want to get some top loading stuff. I want to do a top lit updraft fire. That's what I'm going to do. I'll walk around the fire too. I want to show you that. See, to show you it's basically a trash fire. So could be a signal fire, you know, watch fire, literal watch fire. I believe that's going to happen someday. We're going to have about 1,000 of these around the perimeter of the OzArk Plateau. I believe about 1,000 miles, about 1 every mile, so people can find their way in the dark at night and have help when they get here. So I have seen them in the watch fires with 1,000 circling camps. 100 wouldn't be enough. That'd be about 1 every 10 miles. So I need to be about 1 every mile, or 2 miles, maybe 5 miles maximum. That's my perception, my take on it. I'm speaking things of the future. That's what I do. I'm a watchman. I've been building a wall around this region of people and devices and goods and tools and equipment and families. And we need to have as many people on board as possible. So here we go. I just got a notice from somebody. Don't know who it is. Okay, so anyway, live stream, live chat. We'll see if anybody chimes in. There's 5 people. Oh, good. Awesome. Awesome. If you want to mention who you are, you know, maybe about what part of the country you're in, that would be nice. I'd like to chat with some of y'all. So, all right, here we go. I was informed recently that the Native Americans used to have 4 crops that they planted: corn, beans, and squash, the 3 sisters. Everybody thinks of them as the 3 sisters. You plant a corn, and then your beans grow up around it, and your squash grows under it. And they're very good. We have a couple of 3 of those planted here, and they're doing very well. 4th crop is tobacco, because tobacco can be used as a poultice, and it's antiviral, antifungal, whatever, you know, it kills things. So when I finish my cigarette, we'll get to work here. England. Oh, hallelujah. We are Guardian 7. Hallelujah, brother. Hallelujah. Awesome. So for those of you that aren't familiar with me, I have a lot of material on my website, on my YouTube channel. I had a website once upon a time. You can find it on, what do you call it, the Wayback Machine, webarchive.org, how to get out of Babylon. Comments and some said, hello, how you doing there? Christy Visions. I love the names. So I get rolling here in a second. So I have a lot of material on the OzArk Plateau. And just in a nutshell, I will say this. It is a gigantic, and I mean gigantic, 50,000 square mile fortress, a castle, right in the middle of the United States, continental United States. When I say continental United States, I mean the future continental United States. From the mid-Texas to Greenland, that's the Crayton. From mid-Texas to Greenland, and from the Rockies to the Appalachians. Solar Jim, hallelujah. That has been called, that Crayton, there's many Craytons around the world. The North American Crayton, most people just call the North American, or the Laurentian Crayton, named after the Lawrence River Seaway. But the Laurentian, or the North American Crayton, is the largest rock on the planet. It's a gigantic rock. It's, I can't even tell you how many square miles because I have no idea. But from between Dallas, Fort Worth, up to Greenland, including Greenland, takes it in. And then the Iceland is on the edge of it, and it's like a massive mountain, about 40 or so volcanoes. Iceland. Yellowstone is on the other end of the Crayton, and they're both like pressure relief valves. I showed this the other day on that pump right there, the red thing that you see on it is a pressure relief valve, so I can release the pressure and not have it. They say you can release the pressure that you don't have to be dripping chemicals all over. I don't want chemicals in it. I want water in it. It's always going to be full of water, and I want it charged up and powered up and pressured up. And it's been holding pressure for like weeks now. So I like that very much. They say that you can fill it 12 times on one charge. It's fully charged, and I'm not going to run it dry. No way I'm not going to mess with it that much. I just want to show it to you. It's a good way to put out fires, a grass fire. Mainly grass fires, because grass fires are very easy to control if they don't get away from you. I'm going to do a walk around here, and I had one get away from me the other day, a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something. That's why I got these, so to help control fires, because I was trying to put them out with a pump sprayer, which I don't have out here right now, with a Husqvarna 1.5 liter pump sprayer. That's not quite enough. And I was taking a mouthful of water and spitting it at the fire. And I was knocking it out. I was controlling it. But there's a point in time when it was about 12 feet wide, and when it got past that point, it just fanned out to about a 50-foot path. And it was at the wind came up and was blowing right at me. So I'm standing right with the flames blowing right at me, the heat blowing right at me, and I couldn't control it. Fortunately, my friend Bill got home and fired up. He keeps his backpack blower full of gas all the time, so he can deal with a situation like this. And he did. He put it out in about 15-20 minutes. That's why I got that blower there. It's a good way to put out a fire. You blow it back on itself, and it'll blow all the little burning pieces of wood. They're light already because they've already been burned out. It'll blow them back into the fire, and then the fire has nowhere to go. It's already going to have to travel across already burnt ground, so it doesn't happen. A plastic rake is the best thing I've ever had for putting out fires. Plastic one, not the metal one, would just anneal really fast. But I had a plastic one. I had never been able to replace it. A really good one. It was a plastic, but I helped it fight about 15 fires with it before it finally died. So here we go. All right, I got a headlight on, and I've got a light over here I'm going to use. So I'm going to pump up the pump sprayer, and then I'm just going to let it sit under pressure. You'll see the green light come on, and then the blower, I'll use it later. I'll just trigger it for a couple of seconds here. When I get it going, I'll use it to get the fire going better. Now I've got to get you need several things to start a top that up there, or any kind of fire. You need a fire source, you need oxygen, and you need combustibles. In this case, I want to get it going, so I'm going to I have some motor oil on it. I've got a lot of cedar branches on it, which is why I wanted to use the lopper. I went over to get some dry wood under a tree, and they were all under this cedar tree. Well, cedar trees are not fun to walk under, so I thought, well, I got my loppers. Got the loppers. I cut down to 3 or 4 branches. Now, green branches of cedar have a lot of sap in them, so they're going to burn really good. Dry, they really go up, but green, they still have a lot of sap in it, and they're good fire starting things. So they're piled on top. You'll see that. I'll show it to you here. I'm going to get up here if I can get up without hurting myself or knocking the camera over or anything dumb like that. So here we go. Then I wish I had a something to, I wish I had a selfie stick. I don't have it with me. Well, see, I can unplug the phone. I got it charging. I'll put it later. I'm gonna get up and do those two things, and then I'll take the phone with me when I go. So I can set it down or do whatever. I got a couple lights here, exterior lights. I'll get my headlight on. Okay. I have two headlights with me. A Ever Ready, which I like. It's a rechargeable. I don't buy anything that's not rechargeable anymore. And I've got a one from Walmart, a Works, or I don't know what they're called. Hyper Tough. Yeah, Hyper Tough. That's what I'm using. Okay, don't trip, don't fall. I need to find my ignition tool, which I had here. Yep, got it. So I got that. I don't have my shoes on good. I gotta fix those. Hold on. And lights attract bugs. That's not good. Do not wear a headlight at night out here in the OzArks, because you'll have bugs flying in your nose, your ears, your mouth, and your eyes. There's gnats that just love to go in your ears. Okay. I'm going to push the button on the sprayer. You can hear it, I'm sure. I think it'll only take about 15 seconds to charge up. Pressure up, not charge. Try to charge it up. There it is. Okay, that's done. I'm going to just trigger this real quick. I got to turn it on. It's got a green button. And then I'll play with that later. I'm not going to do it now. I don't need it right now. I need to get it going. Okay, so now I have some, need a combustibles. You want some, something like, you want flammable. And you want some accelerant. This is kind of an accelerant. I'm going to use this as an accelerant. Lighter fluid. Zippo lighter fluid. You can see that, yeah. So that's not much in it, but it'll work. Like I said, I got used motor oil on the top. Spilled all over it, so here we go. I think there's a camera with me. No, I'm going to go over there. Here. Tell you what we'll do. We'll reset the camera so you can see what I'm doing over there. And take the light with me. Yeah. Cedar. Wonderful smell. Okay. Get the headlight up so I'm not attracting bugs to my head. Very unpleasant. Off. Now sit down without hurting myself. Way too many bugs. Oh, jeez. I also have a good product here. I think it's a good product. I've been using it, and it seems to help bug off. But I don't know where I bugged off with the bug off. I brought it out here because I'd already sprayed it down once. Where is it? Should be down here somewhere. I don't see it. Where is it? Fiddle-dee-dee, Melly. Oh, come on. Plug the phone back in. I was going to do you a walk around. Yeah, you saw me walk around. Gotta get rolling here. Okay. Oh, come on. Where's the bug off? Bug off, bug off. Bug off, buddy. Bug off, buddy. Bug off. Get the headlight on for a minute. I thought it was far enough away from the heat. I hope I am. It'll cool down in a while. It won't be so hot after a few minutes. Half an hour or so. Come on. There the bug off is. Have to try this stuff. Bug MD, that's what it is. Bug MD. Now spray the region around me. I'd like something that would just kill them instantly. By the way, on bug control, especially wasps. Wasps are very nasty. I do not like wasps. I do not like them semi-on. What do you call them? Now the top there is a lot of cedar. You can see it's burning very well. I want to show you a difference here. I have some overhead. Above me is a bunch of oak, and I cut them off with the loppers. And I'll show you the loppers here. I got these just because I really liked them when I was doing a lot of weeding and stuff. They're geared loppers. They're anvil loppers, so they have a flat. This is plastic. A cut that goes down to that. Boom. You can see that. They the blade gets about quite in the middle, but it's flat onto that anvil. It's an anvil, so it's a knife blade onto an anvil. They're about 3 times more powerful than regular loppers. They're geared. They are not ratcheting loppers. Some people say they're ratcheting. They're not. But they're very powerful, very good. They make several different sizes. This is the smallest one they make that I've seen. So, okay, I got to get up again. Darn it. Oh, come on. You can do this without knocking the phone over. I got up for some reason. Why did I get up? It's getting kind of hot here. Oh yeah. I'm going to grab the branches that I cut from overhead. I didn't want them hitting my head when I got up out of the chair. So these are green. This is oak. They're not going to burn that well on the firm on there anyway. So you can see the difference. Turn the headlight off. Get the bugs to go somewhere else. Yeah. And I got a little small pump sprayer, original one I had, and it's still good. I like it. I got it online. Vivo Sun. Just a 1 quart pump sprayer. Good for cooling down, good for taking a sitz bath, shower bath. I can rinse my hands off with it. I can rinse my dishes off with it, which I do a lot. I'm gonna lay my head down just because it feels so darn good. Bring my arms down under my armpit. Feel better. I feel better all over more than any place else already, as my father-in-law used to say. So I got 2 lights away from me so that the bugs will go to the lights and not to me. Okay, now I got to get up again to get that light focused. Darn it, come on. Okay, that got my attention. It didn't put the fire out, that's cool. That was probably a butane can or something with under that had something in it. I don't know what it was. My best guess would be a butane can. I'll find the can that landed over to the left. That'll wake a man up in the morning, boy. That'll wake a man up in the morning, boy, as they say in Braveheart. Okay, so directives for the OzArk Plateau. Let me explain what I'm talking about, because I have a playlist and I'll put it in the link underneath. I got 2 or 3 of them. I can only find one, and it was actually called Words from a Watchman. So it didn't come out right, the title of it. But I have Words from a Watchfire and Directives for the OzArk Plateau, or OzArk Plateau Directives, however you want to say it. But I have several Watchfire video playlists and Directives for the OzArk Plateau playlists, 2 or 3 of them at least. So, and what that means is that I just have, just general rules of thumb, specifically for the OzArk Plateau, but they go for everybody, everywhere in the world. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That would probably be number 1. Another one is, I'll do a new one here. I'm going to do a new one, so I'll just say it right now because it's on my mind. Mind your own business. Don't stick your nose into other people's business. Don't read other people's mail. This is what happened in the last week or so. I've been writing a friend of mine who was going to come here, all set to come here, and he left I've been writing to him several times, like multiple times, never heard anything back from him. I was getting pretty upset, and finally I said, look, you need to get off the fence, you need to get off your butt and do something, don't just talk about it, okay? I got a little irate, I used some French, okay? And his roommate / landlord came in the room, I think when he was out, and read all of my messages to him. I was not writing to her, I was writing to him, okay? So mind your own blanking business, okay? Don't stick your nose into other people's business. Don't read other people's mail. You might get burned, okay? That's just the way it is, okay? So I want to say that's a directive, okay? Here's the one that has to do with fire. This has to do the same thing. It goes, don't mess with another man's fire. Don't come into a fire where somebody just has a barbecue going or something and start playing cook and start playing fire maker and stuff. It ain't your fire, leave it the hell alone. If a gate is shut, leave it shut when you go through. If it's open, leave it open. That's farm rules, basic rules. Common courtesy, common sense. Some people don't have a lot of common sense and they don't have any common courtesy. So I'm just telling you, that's just some of the rules that you're going to have to live by. Okay, so this is my fire. Don't come over here and mess with it. And on the subject of fires like this, if I had anybody around me, near me, or whatever I could invite to sit here with me and talk, I would do it. Anybody I could trust. I have nobody I can trust. I have nobody that will stand at my back, watch my back, have my six, whatever you want to call it. Ain't nobody around here like that. Everybody's a backstabber, okay? So, not cool. And they'll tell people, oh, Jerry must be off his meds. I'm the only person around here that's not on meds, not on pharmacia. So, put that in your pipe and smoke it, I'm going to turn the light off here because I don't think it needs to be on. See how they're looking. What's on and what's off. Not too bad. Should I get both tools? Yeah, they're both in there. Okay, what happened? No. I'm going to put it up higher. That might get us signal. That's about as high as I want to go. I can go higher, I think. Should get better signal that way. It's like holding my arm up in the air. There's one more thing here. Let me see if I can. Oh, where is it? Yep, that's as high as that one goes. That's as high as that one goes, and I think that's as high as that one goes. That ain't bad. Not bad at all. Maybe that'll get us better signal. I hope you can still hear me. So, just idea of the directives is that, you know, I see this as a huge operation, a huge task we have of, you know, I said the other day in a video, every time you pray the Lord's Prayer or sing it or whatever, Our Father who art in heaven, you worship God. Father, you're in heaven. Hallowed, how holy is your name? Your name is holy. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God of hosts. Heaven and earth are filled with his glory. You pray, address him, you praise and worship him. And this could be 2 or 3 hours of worship. Watch some worship services. And then, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Is his will being done in heaven? Absolutely. Is his will being done on earth? Only if you let him do it through your life. So my job, my task is to try to get people to bring about his will on earth. It should be every one of our missions in life, but we don't. I have too many people that are just backstabbing, hating, injuring, speaking evil of other people. That's all they do for, all they do for a living is try to hurt people and be selfish and accumulate stuff for themselves, but they don't want to help anybody else. I've been buying stuff for everybody else in the world except me for 40 years now, since 1980. So, and I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that that's how long I have been buying, spending about half my income every single month to buy things, to do things, to develop things, to invent things, to create things, to figure out how to do things inexpensively for other people. That's what I'm doing. That's my job. So, regarding the OzArk Plateau, you have this gigantic safe haven, which is a completely separate world from the rest of the world. It's completely separate from the rest of the world, in the sense that it is a different environment, a different type of people live here. There are rivers that surround it and cut it off from the rest of the world. If the event that things say something like ocean levels rise, it will be a virtual island, a very narrow strip of land going out to the northwest. That's it. It'll be surrounded by water. So, I have to get some water, speaking of. So it's huge. It's 50,000 square miles. I guess I could sit out there. Died down a little bit. I'll put my chair out there and just talk up to the camera, but then I won't know if it's off. No, I can't do that. Okay, so 50,000 square miles, that's big. Let me tell you this, it's 10 times larger than the main occupied area of Switzerland. Switzerland is about 15,000 square miles, but most of the people, 2/3 of the population, live on 1/3 of the landmass, 5,000 square miles. The OzArk Plateau is 50,000 square miles, all of it habitable, all of it livable, all of it far, far richer in food production capability than Switzerland. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. You know, listen to me on that. 10 times larger than Switzerland. The reason I came up with Switzerland is because I was looking for some country, some area of the world that had some similarities to the OzArk Plateau, some parallels, like-minded people, basically a homogeneous people, ethnically, you know, racially, and a region that is very prone to self-sufficiency. Switzerland is. When Hitler came to the leaders of Switzerland before World War II, or as that was playing out, he went to Switzerland, the government leaders of Switzerland, and he said, "What will you do if I invade with an army of 1 million men?" And their reply was, they shrugged their shoulders and said, "Shoot twice and go home. We'll take your army of 1 million men and we'll kill them." And the national motto of Switzerland is Ein Schweizer, sieben Deutsch. What does that mean? 1 Swiss, 7 Germans. For every Swiss that you kill, we'll kill 7 of you. That is the national motto of Switzerland. Maybe they've changed it recently. I don't think so. Don't invade us. You'll have a 7-to-1 kill ratio on your hands. And that was played out also in World War II. Well, in 1939, it's called the Winter War. Stalin thought it would be a kick in the ass to invade Finland and take a bunch of land from them and kill a bunch of people. He said, "I sent 1.5 million soldiers into Finland. 1 million never came home." He lost 2/3 of his army dead. They stayed in Finland forever. So, yeah, when you have the home advantage, don't mess with people in their home advantage. Not intelligent, not productive, not fruitful. When a country is used to cold weather, living in cold weather, don't go and invade them in the wintertime. You know, Napoleon did that in Russia, and he failed. Hitler repeated it in World War II for good reason, but he did it and he failed. It wasn't going to happen. So, so there you go. We've got a few sparks out here, no big deal. Burn it down a little bit more, I'll blow it up. I'll use the blower and just show you what it can do with that. Like I said, I've got it for grass fires, not for this kind of thing, but it's a good way to get a fire going. It's one heck of a forge. You can melt metal in that. I could melt steel in that right now. Boy, a lot of ash coming down. Should have got rid of the bugs though. Anyway, let me get on see if there's anybody wanting to say anything or ask anything. Let's do that. I'm going to bring the camera back down, the phone back down, and see if my signal holds. So, oh, I hope the heck you can hear me. Bring it down to there. Anybody got any questions? Or say hi or anything like that? Live chat. Getty, hello there. Jim, yep. Respond to the email, good deal. That's about it. Christy Visions, I love that. Hello from Salt Lake City. Hello, Christy from Salt Lake City. SLC. My family, about 1980, I saw a stove, and to me it was the perfect prepper survivalist stove. And for 20 years or better, I wanted one. Well, when Y2K came around, I still wanted one because I had 2 teepees to put them in. So we became a dealer, we became a distributor, and we became the national distributor for cylinder stoves out of Cedar City, Utah. I don't know if they're still there. They might have moved to St. George or somewhere bigger plant and factory. We sold an oven for almost every single stove we sold, and he actually called me one time and said, "Can you stop selling ovens?" I said, "No, we're not going to stop selling ovens. People want them, and we want to sell them." So he said, "Well, I got to build a second factory just to make ovens for you." I said, "Well, enjoy." So he did. He built another factory. He had to open another plant and set it up to make ovens, just dedicated to making ovens. We were selling so many of them. It was probably a bad time to do it because by the end of the year, everything all petered out. There was no Y2K, nothing happened. The computers didn't do anything. But I will say this: the director, the spokesperson for FEMA at the time, made this statement. It was a woman at the time. She said, "The people who prepared for Y2K were not the fools." Let me say that again. The people who prepared for Y2K were not the fools. The people that prepared, the preppers, the survivalists, were not the fools. The people that didn't prepare, they were the fools. You know, you have a tornado, a volcano, hurricane, earthquake, you better have some food stashed, power outage, you know. Have some food sent by. We have a friend that has 2,000 canned jars of food in the pantry at all times, all year round. Mormon, of course. God bless the Mormons, I'll tell you what. One time I was in the shower one time in Aurora, Colorado, I was just seeing so many good things. People talk about evil things nonstop. They'll talk about it for 3 or 4 hours. Two guys together, and they start talking about what they're doing. Everybody. It's a contest to see who can say the most evil thing that they are doing, that the bad guys are doing. Why don't you talk about what God's doing? A lot more fun, a lot more uplifting, a lot more encouraging, a lot more positive. Much better. But no, they got to talk about what the enemy is doing. They're glorifying Satan. All it is. Anyway, so I was in the shower one time. I was just like, oh, thank God for that. Oh Lord, wow, you're doing this. Oh, that's awesome. And I was thought, and all of a sudden it hit me, and I just blurted out with, thank God for the Mormon Church, because if it weren't for the Mormon Church, there would be no long-term food storage systems in this country. You know, they're the ones that pioneered the whole thing, engineered it, and yeah. And regarding the OzArk Plateau, one time, I'll say this, and it's in my book. If you read my book, you can find my book online on lulu.com. You can find it, just anywhere, virtually. Scribe.com. Download a free PDF file. Read it. It's only about 30 pages. Had a guy call me one time. He said, I've been reading your book for 3 weeks now. I said, 3 weeks? It takes about 30 minutes to read it. He goes, I've been reading it. I've been absorbing it. I've been studying it. He said, I get it. I get what you're saying. He said, I believe in you. And I'm like, I about started crying. I said, what? He said, hasn't anybody ever said that to you? I believe in you? No. Your wife's never said that to you? Hell no. She'd be the last person on earth that would say that to me. Nope. So anyway, he came out and visited, left me with $450, and it was really cool. But yeah. So the book is it's basically an outline of how to survive what's coming. Build your own house, live close to the land, have meat on the hoof and crops in the ground. The best form of food preservation is not smoking. It's not dehydrating. It's not canning. Certainly not canning. That's one of the worst. Fermenting is great. Yes, fermenting, to ferment. So you got dehydration, smoke, canning, fermenting. The best form of food preservation, the best way to keep food on the table is live. Meat on the hoof and crops in the ground. And we have goats here. We have cattle. Bill's got an orchard, about 100 fruit trees out there. Meat in the hoof and crops in the ground. So that's the best form of food preservation there is. I gotta get another drink of water. Hang on. Somebody's pulling in that was not invited to my campfire. Hopefully they won't come over. Pretty close. I don't want anybody over here. Anyway, I'm gonna go blow on the fire a little bit. I'd use the sprayer if I wanted to, but I don't really want to. I'll trigger it a little bit just to show you. It's got, I really like the head on it. It rotates. There's a stream, like a needled stream, a fan, and a shower, like a cone, fan, and stream. So you can do some jet washing with it. It's pretty hard, pretty tough. I'll spray it until the pump comes back on. We'll let it charge back up, or pressure back up. Not charge up, pressure back up. So wait till the dingleberry gets out of his car over there. So like I said, hopefully he's not going to come over and bother me. What's that light over there? It's not mine. Oh, kind of weird. Anybody else on? Like I said, anybody got any questions you want to talk? Anything you want to talk about? Pyro. Yep. Yeah, Jim, I sure look forward to meeting you someday. And from England, I can't quite read the. We are guardians. Oh, love that. We are guardians and Christy Visions. Or Crystal. Is it Crystal or Christy? Kind of dark. Come on. Come on. Get back out there. Crystal. I don't see a dot in between the I'll say Crystal. Christy, if your name's Christy, that's fine, or Crystal. I like that. Crystals and pyramids. Pyrolema. What you see off to the left past that thing is a big tractor wheel. That's a really good thing to have for fires. That's why I've had several fires out here in a tractor wheel. They're good, they're safe, you know, you can get the fire going, not have to worry about it blowing. Something you really want to watch on fires is, that's why I wanted to talk about fire control here a little bit, was don't be very careful of trash fires. You want to have a container, not just a 55-gallon drum, but a cage or something where you're not going to have sparks. Stainless steel cage is the best thing because it works as a gigantic spark arrestor, and you don't have any sparks flying up in the air like you do here. There's nothing in here that's going to start a fire off there, but if the wind was blowing, this could get pretty gnarly. If the wind came up, I'd have to I'd probably just let it burn. The other time I started a fire, right beyond where that tractor wheel is, there's about a 10-foot passage, a narrow. And if I would have put it out there, and I just wasn't in a big hurry to put it out because I was deliberately trying to burn it a little bit to protect the trailers. There's 3 trailers over here, and I was doing a burn. You know, best way to fight fires with fire. You know, so if it's already burned, you can't burn if it's already burned. So I was burning it, and it got away from me, and then the wind kicked up, and oh my! It went from being a 10-foot swath to it fanned out. So now it was a big, gigantic semicircle, probably more than a circle, about 3/4 of a circle. You know, about that 270 degrees of frontage instead of just a few feet, 10 feet. So yeah, it was pretty bad. Now the wind is kicking up a little bit, coming at me a little bit. Okay. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna get up and do that because nobody's gonna ask any question or anything. Then I'll just can it here. In a while, I'll get on. Okay, I gotta stand up without tripping and falling and all that good stuff. Get my glasses off. That helps. Be able to see clearly. Okay, I'm gonna run the sprayer till it starts pressuring up, and then I'm going to let it go. And then I'm going to do the blower over the fire just to show you what it can do, how far away it'll affect it. Another thing, like I was thinking, I need to clear a pathway because blow all the leaves and twigs out of the pathway. This thing's supposed to run at about 130 mile an hour wind, so that's pretty good. And it's good enough to do a grass fire. Don't want to melt it down, but another thing about a backpack sprayer, backpack sprayers are great too, but a backpack blower, gas-powered blower, they're really wonderful and all. Man, I got a bug crawling on my leg, and it's not a tick. I can get on the paneling road between it, and it should be killed off. The thing about a backpack blower is you got gas in there, fuel. And a friend of mine started a fire. A friend at the time started a fire, no longer a friend. Started a fire. And went into, quote-unquote, fix a dinner or get something to eat, and probably had his 13th or 14th beer and didn't come out for about an hour. Well, now it had gone across the fence, and it was going downhill into a 3,000-acre empty ranch with the wind blowing at the ranch. I had to go around. I had to get through the fence, over the fence, across the fence. I don't know if there's a gate or whatever, but I had to get on the other side of the fence and fight it on the far side of the fence on somebody else's property, on a hill with rocks and trees and trip hazards, and I fell. If that gas had, if I had been any closer to the fire and that gas had lit off, I would be dead right now. I would be dead, no question. The guy comes out and laughed at me for making a big deal out of it, like paranoia. No, it wasn't paranoia. I almost died. I could have died very easily that night because one trickle of gas had lit that thing out of my head. I would have had to jerk it off, and it wasn't even my blower. It was somebody else's blower. So. Same one the Bill used to put the fire out with when I started this one. Husqvarna blower. Okay, I'm up. No, I'm not. I want some water in my face. Where's my face off? Sit up. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can you see that thing? I'll pick that up and then keep it right about there. I'll give you good enough coverage. Okay, here we go. Don't fall. I could have brought a cane too. My walking stick would have been good. My cross-country ski pole. Don't kick the stand with the thingy bobber on it. Okay. I got it. I can do this. It's still set, yeah. Okay. First off, I'm going to turn that, I'm going to pump this out so it turns on. I'll show you the, I think you can see, that's the jet stream. And then I think fan is the next one. That looks more like a cone to me. They're just ratcheting, click, trim. Yeah, fan. Now, I would not be surprised if I could hit the fire from here. Oh yeah. And it's pumped up, ready to go again. So it says you can empty that tank 12 times. I don't believe it. If you want more about that, it's a Scott rechargeable sprayer. A guy on YouTube used them for pesticides and for garden work. I'm just using it just for, I want the thing to stay charged up. I can turn it off now, come back a week later and it'll still be charged, pressured up, still be charged, pressured up, still be pressured up. So I'm going to go ahead and blow myself way over there. See if I can move a cow pie with it. This thing I got to turn it on too. Well, green light. I like the light because you can see, now I know it's off. I can glance over there. But if it's on, if the green light's on, I know it's on, ready to go. I can turn it off. Here's a cow pie. One time I went up to help fight a fire and a bunch of cow pies were burning. And I didn't mean anything by it, I was kind of joking, but I said, I made a comment to the lady, I was walking with the wife and the daughter. I said, you know, there's a whole lot of better things to do with cow pies than light them up and burn them up. I said, in Scotland they use them to filter whiskey, you know, it's called Scotch. It's filtered through cow manure. Very cool. And it has a very distinctive taste to it since it's been filtered through cow poop. I'm sure it's grass-fed cow poop, but cow poop nonetheless. Anyway, pretty cool. Anyway, I didn't mean to, I was just joking, you know, but the girl started crying. I felt very bad about that, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, you know. It was a grass fire that got out of control and it was pretty bad. We got it under control pretty fast, but you got to call the volunteer fire department or somebody calls it. Worse yet, if somebody calls the volunteer fire department on you. That ain't cool. Like tonight we got this done. Bill got home right about before dark. Fired up the backpack blower, put it out, and like I said, I was putting it out with a 1.5 liter, trying to put it out with a 1.5 liter sprayer, and I about waved him off, said, no, I got it, you know. I'm glad I didn't, because I did not have it under control. It was going to get worse and worse, and it was going to get bigger and bigger. It was going to fan out from, you know, like I said, started at 10 feet, went out to about a 50, 60 foot front, you know, and getting bigger every time. The further it got, the bigger it was. It was big, like a growing circle. So it would have been very bad. So anyway, about dark, a vehicle came in to check at the front gate. The gate was closed. Fortunately, he didn't come in. Went to the other gate, checked it out. At the other end of the property, south end, 30 acres. That was closed. He didn't come in the gate because the rules are, you know, you don't cross somebody's gate at night. Not smart. Anyway, I could see he was trying to check on. I was waving at him. I had a flashlight and I was waving at him on my phone, you know, trying to get over there and say, yeah, everything's fine. Anyway, there's no smoke, no sparks, no open flame, nothing. He couldn't see anything. So whoever called, the rat that called, was not cool, because it was already under control by the time this guy got here. Totally not even under control. Whether there was no evidence of fire, he probably went back and said, no, whoever made that call was an idiot, you know, because it was under control within about 20 minutes. So anyway, okay, one more time I'm going to check, and then I'm going to call it good, because I'm just sitting out here doing nothing. Maybe he wants to say anything or say hi again. Great. If not, I'm going to call it good. Hello, no. All right, Jim, look forward to talking with you. And Crystal Visions, I love that. And we are guardians from England. Hallelujah. All right, guys, good night. I might let it go for a little while, just to see if anybody else comes on. With 2 gallons of water in that thing, it's pretty heavy, because that's about 20 pounds. With the device itself, a gallon of water weighs about 8 pounds. So it's pushing 20 pounds probably. It's kind of heavy for me. I mean, I can carry it around no problem, but I wouldn't want to lug it around all day full of that. You know, backpack carry, once it's on your backpack, it's not too bad. You can usually about 4 gallons in one of them. They do make some that have blower and water. That's awesome. Polk County, they got more money than we do over here in Cedar County, and they got backpack sprayers with backpack blowers with gas-powered backpack blower with water. Wow, what a deal! Yeah, love to see one of them in operation. Anyway, there you go. All right, God bless everybody. I'm gonna sit here for a little bit longer and maybe get some Native American therapy here. Let me say back to the OzArk Plateau. I heard about 30 years ago, I read somewhere that U.S. Navy ships heading into the West Coast, pinging it sonar, you know, realized that there is a shelf, the West Coast is a shelf sticking out over the ocean, right? They went under the West Coast hundreds of miles inland. Well, hundreds of miles would put you right up to the Rockies. Is it not interesting that the U.S. Navy map shows a big chunk of the western United States not there, right up to the Rockies? And Edgar Casey map, and Lori Toy, and Running Deer, and Gordon Michael Scallion, one of the most notable ones. So, isn't it interesting? You can find all those maps on, there's a website called Disaster Girl, U.S. Future Maps of the United States, Disaster Girl, Disaster Caster. And they're just maps. A lot of people dream, whether from Dream Revisions or whatever, you know. But is it not interesting that the United States Navy map matches the idea of Gordon Michael Scallions and Chet Snow and others that show a big chunk of the western United States not there in the ocean? And is it not interesting that they also have a big open seaway from the Gulf of Mexico almost to the Great Lakes, hundreds of mile wide seaway, and the United States may be literally cut in half. I think that could very well likely happen. Based on the geological construction of the United States, I would say it is absolutely inevitable. The first time I saw one of those crazy maps, I was like, these people have been drinking too much wine, dropping too much drugs or acid or something, just crazy, insane. I grew up in Denver, and Denver is a mile high. That's a whole mile of dirt between you and the ocean. Well, the Rockies are there's more 14,000 foot peaks in Colorado than any other state, any other in the world, I think, maybe not the Himalayas, but okay, any other place in the country. There's like 14 or 20, I don't know, 14,000 foot peaks. You can climb one every weekend for quite a while. So, point is that that's a lot of land to fall into the ocean. I just thought the first time I saw that, I was like, that's nuts. That's crazy. That's impossible. Well, guess what's off the west coast? A 35,000 foot deep trench for the land to slide into. And Hawaii, what's the biggest mountain in the world? I just gave it away, dang it. It's not Mount Everest in the Himalayas, it's Hawaii. Hawaii is the largest mountain on Earth. Because it starts at the flat bottom of the Pacific Ocean, flat bottom. Notice I said flat, 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 as in glass. Okay. Hawaii is like 33,000 feet tall. It's a mountain from the floor of the Pacific Ocean to the peak of Hawaii. 33,000 feet. And Mount Everest is only like 29,000 feet, something like that. I don't know all the details, but it's about 3,000 or 4,000 feet higher than Mount Everest in the Himalayas. So it's a very, very tall mountain. Why did I say that? I don't know. Just because. Anyway, off the shore, the Marianas Trench is like 33,000 feet deep. Very deep. Plenty of room out there in the Pacific Ocean for a bunch of land from the west coast to the Rockies to slide down into. I have a friend in Texas, was in Texas at the time, and it was raining a lot, and when she got to ride into town to go to a medical appointment, came back, and there was 4 feet of water crossing the roadway, a low spot in the road, and they couldn't get through. And she said, well, I'll just get a ride with somebody else. You got to go, so you just go back to your family and get home to your family. And he goes, I can't leave you here. And she just jumped out of his car, didn't ask. She said, Jesus will take care of me. Jumps out of his car, goes up to the first car, knocks on the window, said, can I sit in your car and go home with you? You know, get a ride home with you? Young kid. And he goes, sure. So she gets in his car, and she's never sitting in his car for a few seconds, and he bursts out with, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. Texas is going to be underwater. I keep having these dreams. Every night I keep having dreams that Texas is underwater. It's going into the ocean, you know. That part of Texas definitely, absolutely. Goes on the wrong side of the Crayton, edge of the Crayton. The edge of the Crayton, like I said, runs down the Rockies, Continental Divide. I was watching the Continental Divide trail walkers. This husband and wife walk from Mexico to Canada, I don't know, once a year maybe, I don't know. So they do the Appalachian Trail. They're walking from the Pacific Coast to the Continental Divide and back to the Pacific Coast, up into Canada and whatnot. I think that's what they're doing now. It's called the Continental Divide Trail. No, yeah, I don't know what that one's called. Anyway, they walk a lot, 4,000-mile trails. And I said that to say that the Continental Divide is the edge of the Crayton, okay? And that edge is perforated with volcanoes, and if it cracks, it's going to break apart. That landmass is heavy, and it could just sink into the Pacific Ocean. Now, that might have been, maybe that shelf that's out under, maybe it had some help of man, I don't know. Maybe it's been getting hollowed out over the years and currents and stuff doing that. I have no idea. But I heard that like 30 years ago that U.S. Navy subs have gone under the west coast of the United States hundreds of miles inland, undersea, hundreds of miles underneath the landmass of the United States. I heard it repeated just a few weeks ago. I don't remember who it was. If you know, if it's you, let me know. But anyway, if you heard that, let me know. So I want to bring up again the Crayton and the Preparedness Expo in Marshfield in the 26th and 27th. I really want to get there. Please pray that I can get there somehow. A friend of mine, James Weber, says that there are 7 retired Navy admirals in that town, or in and around that town. A lot of high-level federal people around there. In the Ozarks for sure, you know. U.S. Navy, SEALs, you know, Green Berets, Pastor Joe Fox is one, you know. Yeah. For good reason, because it's a good place to survive, because it is the greatest region in the entire world for survival agriculture. I said that to one guy, and he goes, I'm from Minnesota, we have 8-foot deep topsoil. I said, you have 8-foot deep tank country soil. Hitler rolled over Poland in like 3 days, flat. You know, he'll roll over Minnesota in a couple days. Muslims, whoever. It's not survival. This is the greatest region on earth for survival agriculture because everything grows. You can grow anything here. You can grow any kind of animal here. There's elk here, deer, obviously, but you can raise elk here and have a lot of meat on the hoof and crops in the ground. All right, that's about it. My voice is going, so Ispe anayete, baby. Nobody's saying anything anyway. One time we had a bunch of questions, a lot of chatter, and there's nothing to hide. Like everybody just signed in and got on. Let me see how many people are on. 2, 5 likes. Top chat. I didn't change it one bit. Okay. Well, I'm going to say good night to everybody. Good night, everybody. Reconnecting. All right, well, good night. I'm going to can this. Did I cover all the topics I want? New directives for the OzArk Plateau. Don't mess with another man's fire and your own business. And no, I'll do another one later. Okay, that's it. Good night. Can't know. What? Fiddledale's gonna give me some Native American herbal therapy. If I can find it. Right there. What a mess. Chair's covered in ashes, man. Yucky boogers. Doggone it. I don't know what that happened. I have another directive, along with mind your own business. Respect private communications. I talked about that earlier, but I'm going to just reiterate that one. This situation with a friend down in Texas went sideways because his roommate / landlord read my private words to him and took them wrong. Well, not my problem. Mind your own business. And time getting blamed for it. Well, I'm sorry. It was not my fault that you let your words be out there for someone to read. Especially someone that you're arguing with all the time anyway. They would look for a reason to get sideways. Anyway, he said things are progressing somewhat, so holding's not totally off the table yet. Hopefully it'll work out. I really want to get to Marshfield to this expo. There, and it's over here. Oh, nuts. No. Not cool. A long time since I've done that one. I don't go back in there either. Really? Try. Oh yeah, I can do that. Cool. Rio, R-I-O, Rio hammock chair. I love it. I rock in it every day for therapy. Somebody talked about it on YouTube. Said she picked one at Costco for 55 bucks. I got it on Amazon for about 75, something like that. But it's good. I put up against a tree and I rock. Up and down movement, rocking movement, pumps your lymph system, pumps your lymph glands. Really good for you. I'm going to put it back in rock. Another company sells one almost identical, call it Nemo Skywatcher. They want like $100 for it, maybe $200, I think. Same dang thing. In fact, they have to put theirs together. This one you just take it out of the bag and set it up. Takes about 30 seconds, less than that actually. I'm going to put it back in the reclining position. Nice breeze too. With not smoke blowing at me too much. Not a warm breeze, kind of a cool breeze. Well, the oak branches got burned up. They're not there anymore, and I would guarantee you that. say a word about that blower there. The blower I had was a Works, W-O-R-X, I told you that. 40 volt, one battery. The charger for the battery was about as smaller than the battery, went about half the size of the battery. So I put them both in a nut jar that was empty. I haven't seen them since. Well, I saw it one time, but anyway. This one, so instead of buying a battery and a charger, which is what I'd have to buy, they're only about $150 to get 2 batteries and a charger. So I got that blower and 2 batteries, 40 volt batteries. Well, 4 amp hour, 20 volt batteries, one on either side, for like 85 bucks. That would have cost me $150 to get the work stuff. And I like Works, they're good. Most of the stuff's really good, especially the Aerocart. The Aerocart is genius, just utter genius. You got to look at it. It does about 15, 20 things. You can shovel snow with it, all 300 pounds of firewood with it, move a trailer with it, move a big 200-pound rock with it, move a plant with like a tree and a big planter, about a 30-pound planter, pretty good sized tree. You can strap up and move that using lever and fulcrum. Leverage. Incline plane, does a lot of things. Anyway, I got that blower for about 85 bucks, not bad. And the batteries are on it. I got with a Sawzall. Not a great Sawzall, but it's better than nothing. Wish I would have gotten a grinder. I needed it at one time. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about the stuff I buy too much. I'm not going to do any more of those. I deleted a video I had on that chainsaw because I don't want shit getting stolen. You know, there's too many thieves around, a thief around. Just on the subject of honesty and your word, let me talk about that for a little bit. Is anybody still on? I'm gonna just put this because this video is gonna go up when I get done. So one person on. Oh well. Die hard. If you tell somebody you're gonna do something, do it. If you tell somebody you're gonna give somebody something, give it to them. Be a man of your word. Don't lie. Be a man of honor or a woman of honor. You know, your word should be your bond. You say you're an honorable person, be an honorable person. Don't just say you're an honorable person. Don't just say you're a Christian, be a Christian. I want to say again. I got somebody here that says, oh, being a Christian is this and that. But they don't act like a Christian. They don't do anything that a Christian does. St. Francis said, at all times preach the gospel, and if necessary, use words. Your life is your testimony, is your witness. It is what you live, what you do, is what people see, not what you say. Nobody hears your words. They don't care what you say. They care what you do. I thought I found an honorable man, but he was a liar. He stole from me. I'm down $1,100 because of this man. One for trash night. Let's see if there was burnable grass around there. I could just go walk around right now and just blow it back in on itself and put it out. If I blow on that right now, you saw what happened. I attempted to put that, there's a piece of tin there, barn tin, and I could put it on there and melt it down. Kind of tempted to do that, but I don't want to ruin it, because it's a good thing to put fire out with. I don't want to melt it down. I thought about it, but I'm not going to do it. If I had a beer can, I could throw a beer can in the pop can in there and vaporize it. I'm going to drink some water and then call this good pretty soon. I'm going to let it go for a little while. I think of something else to say or not. So go to my channel. What happened? Oh, it switched directions. No, what happened? Where's the reversey thingy? Is that it? I don't know. No. What's that? That's just... I don't see the reverse camera thing now. Maybe it's getting low on battery or something. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so I'm kind of ghosty looking at it. Take this off. I don't need that on. I gotta pack out most of the stuff. I'll take it back on. Got another hour of cleanup here. I'm already tired. And it's already late, so I'm not gonna stay on too much longer. So go to my YouTube channel and look up playlists and find the directions for the OzArk Plateau. Watch some of those. I've got various playlists on OzArk Plateau, Refugium. This is a gigantic refugium. A refugium is a term that's used in aquariums for you provide safe haven for little fish where little fish can hang out and not get eaten by big fish. But in a general term, it's a term that is used. The definition is, one of the definitions is this: a region where a species or a group of species can survive in the face of extinction in surrounding areas, as in an ice age. If there's an ice age, hopefully there's a refugium, and this is a refugium, and it will be a refugium in the event of an ice age or a cataclysmic event, extinction level event. The OzArk Plateau will still be here. It's not going to be underwater. I was blown away from the trailers. That's nice. Don't have any smoke coming in the trailer, hopefully. Unless the wind shifts and comes from the south. Oh well, if it does, big deal. Hallelujah, thine the glory. should be a thing to turn the fire, turn it around, but I don't. It's not there. Huh. Nope. Beam blush or whatever. Normal. Oh, there it is. Ah, found it. There we go. For some reason it decided to look at me instead of the fire. Now it's interesting, you can see more with the video. I've seen this many times. On a big fire down at Stockton Lake one time, we were doing a controlled burn, and you could see on the video, well, you can't see it with your eyes like that. Looks totally different with naked eye. There's just about 2 or 3 little flames, and that looks like a big, huge fire. Because registering the thermal imaging, I'd like to get a thermal imaging camera. That's, you can get attachments that plug into the bottom of the phone. About $250. Do diagnostic testing on vehicles and stuff. That'd be really cool. Go away. Pop, glow, crush. Won't do any of them. Blush, no. Beam, no. Normal. I don't know how to make that thing go away. There's something with it. What's that? Oh, that's pretty weird. There you go. Kind of a night vision thing. Black and white. That's kind of cool. Now you can see what I'm seeing. Naked eye. That's more naked eye. Let's go back. Now it's registering what I actually see instead of the thermal. What in the world is that? Bubbles. That's pretty funny. Dawn. Dawn take you all. Normal. See, now it's not showing the thermal. Kind of weird. Quick hello, Jerry. I'll listen to the whole vid later tonight. Godspeed for you to be able to go to your prepper. Yeah, I hope so. Thank you, Zach. Zimbob. Zimzak. Haunt. That's about like sketch. See that one does. I like that one. That's pretty cool. Haunt. Oh, that's the opposite. See, heat is black. That's light is dark, and dark is light. Silver screen. That's pretty cool. Sepia. Documentary. Yeah, don't worry about it. They'd be praying for me. That'd be nice. I appreciate prayers always. More than anything else, I appreciate prayers. So, yep, definitely. 8mm. bubbles go? Bubbles. Kind of funny. I'm just playing, guys. Noir. Slate. Kind of glow. Crush. Pop. Blush. Beam. Normal. Okay. Anyway, alright. I'm running out of juice. My body's running out of juice. I gotta can this. Alright, guys. Good night. I don't know what, if 80 millimeter low res or what. Maybe it's supposed to look like it would if you're doing an old time camera, huh? I don't know. Dance? What the heck's that? Good night, Sean. That was weird. Have to meet one of these days. Try to get to that expo though if you can. Everybody. Any way you can do it, do it. Get there. Whether I'm there or not. It'd be nice, good place to meet people. If I could get there, I could meet a bunch. No, now we're on like, now we're showing infrared. I don't know which one that is. If I could get there, it'd be great. You know, it'd be a good place to meet a bunch of people. You know, there's going to be people that I have never met before in my life. Just talked on the internet and phone and stuff. Haunt. Sketch. That's cool. Cold-hearted orb that rules the night, removes the colors from our sight. Red is gray and yellow white, and we decide which is right and which is an illusion. Nights in white satin. Notice I said cold-hearted orb. It's in a lot of songs and a lot of things that the moon is a cold light, and it is. It's not reflecting sunlight. It is its own light. Oh, I gotta decide what to do. How much stuff I want to pack in. Give me a text on the details of the expo. Maybe we can figure something out. We'll do. We'll do that. Yeah. Sounds good. What I look like. Where's the bubbles? Gotta get in and do a bug check. Quit here. I think I might do a walk around, blow it in, and then call it good for the night. My Hychika. Neck TV. Good night, guys. Oh, I got quit. Quit. Alright, this is it. I usually want to quit. Good night.